What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Happy Memorial Day to everybody. I don't know. Should we be saying Happy Memorial Day when it is about remembering our fallen soldiers? I don't know if that's the appropriate. I don't know if that's the appropriate greeting when the holiday is about our fallen. Can y'all hear me now? A member of your family that has fallen in battle or while serving our country, sending my love and thank you to you. Memorial Day is about memorializing our fallen soldiers. Veterans Day is about celebrating our veterans. I just want to make sure that everybody understands. You steaming some crabs? Ooh, you ain't invite me, Cheryl. You know you live down the street from me now. Don't play with me. Hey, Thais, boo. Me and Thais were on the same page, honey. Oh, Lord, my necklace on the backwards. Me and Thais were on the same page. I was listening to this yesterday when I was down to the casino with Mims. And I said, oh, we're going to talk about this. So, as you guys know, and I will drop the link. So, Thais, if you want to come up a little bit later on, you are more than welcome. You know, I always welcome your commentary, sir. But I'm sure you and the Thai squad are going to speak on this as well. Let me know when you're going to speak on it on your channel, Thais, and I'll make sure I will let the people know what time to meet you over with the Thai squad. The Thai squad. So, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, T.S. Madison has a show. You know, she has sort of reinvented her morning show. She started a morning show during the Panorama. She started her morning show, and she has sort of reinvented it because let's be clear, her schedule is just so busy now. She don't really go live. She go live in the morning. She go whenever she can. But she has sort of reinvented this show with Craig. Craig the writer Stewart. You guys know she's worked with Craig for a long time. I met Craig when I saw TS when they came to DC a few years ago when they used to do the Queen Supreme Court tour. And I'm actually going to the show in 2 weeks. Me, Ebby, El Teddy, and Kiss My Cheeks are going to the PHAG tour talk show. It's a live show. I'm not going to say the word, even though I know they spell it different. I'm just going to say her PHAG show, okay? But yesterday she had a really, really good show. It's about 4 hours long, so just prepare yourself. But I went, the link is in the description box if you're not sure, but y'all should be subscribed to TS, okay? If y'all not subscribed to TS, y'all better get on over there and subscribe to my girl, Maddie. But it's a really good show. It's really fun. Again, her and Craig have really, really good chemistry together. But yesterday they did a show, and the title was called Clearing the Air or Clear the Air. And what she did was she reached out to a lot of people that they have done commentary on. There were a couple of people that went viral on TikTok and they spoke on it because that's what the show is. They do over there what we kind of do over here. They talk about pop culture. They talk about what's in the news, yada, yada, yada. So they did have they had a guy on there who is a gay black man, but doesn't want to see. He has spoken out. He's been very vocal on his TikTok about not wanting to see it on TV. Like, I don't want my son to see, two men kissing each other or whatever. And so, of course, coming from a gay man, they were kind of like, what? So they allowed him to come up and they asked him the questions and they let him speak, whether you agreed or disagreed. There was another guy who was also a gay man who people have been getting on him. They're saying that he's appropriating culture because he's got the long nails and things like that. They said he's acting black. And so it was a good platform. Now, y'all can go and look at all of that if you want to. Like I said, it's 4 hours, but it's a really good conversation. It's a really good conversation. The part that I'm interested in, though, is the last probably hour, which is Todrick Hall. Now, you guys know that Todrick Hall, yeah, Bino is the guy's name from TikTok that don't want to see gay characters. Okay. Now, y'all know that we have been up and down with Todrick Hall over here. I got something, I'm just going to call a thing. When I covered Todrick Hall after Celebrity Big Brother, baby, I got some numbers off of that one. Y'all, I don't know what it was about Todrick Hall, baby. Y'all was loving that video. what a lot of y'all may not know, I'm gonna tell y'all something that y'all may not know, and then we're gonna get into this conversation. What a lot of y'all may not know is when I first came on YouTube, I would have to search really, 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 really far to find that video. You would probably have to go all the way to when I mean, this was probably within the first couple of weeks of me doing YouTube. And I remember because I did the video, you know, back then when you first start YouTube, you trying to figure it out. You trying to get in where you fit in. And I remember King of Reeds, what's his name? He goes by King of Reeds, but what's his other name? He did a video talking about Todrick Hall, right? He was talking about how Todrick Hall wears contacts, and Todrick Hall tried to Justin J. Thank you. I did a video responding to a video that Justin J. did, where he was talking about Todrick Hall, and he was talking about he wears contacts, and he does this, and he does that, and he does this, and Todrick sort of did a video responding, saying, these are my eyes, they're not contacts, and blah, 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 blah. I did a response video to it, right? And I guess I used the right hashtags, and I guess I said, you know, whatever, because Todrick saw the video, and Todrick actually commented under my video and was like, thank you, I really appreciate this, because I was defending Todrick, okay? So I want to be fair, I was defending Todrick, because I was defending Todrick. I'm gonna leave it at that. You remember that? 6 Sound World, you've been around for a long time. Because I promise y'all that video was probably like, I don't even know if I'd be able to find it. It's so deep dark in my youth. Like I know it was within the first couple of weeks because I was like, oh, I'm about to go viral. Todrick Hall responded under my video. Like I just knew. And then y'all know it ain't happened like that. But fast forward over the years, I have seen some things that have made me kind of side-eye, right? And we've done videos about it. We talked about the house. We talked about Celebrity Big Brother. We talked about him not paying his dancers and his ex-assistant. Like, his ex-assistant even clipped one of my videos for his video on TikTok. Again, I was like, oh, I'm about to go viral. Didn't happen. Well, Todrick Hall went on T.S. Madison's show yesterday, and he answered all of the questions. He spoke about all of the things. Now, I may surprise y'all on some of the things I have to say as it relates to what Todrick said. And I'm probably not going to surprise y'all about some of the other things that I'm going to say about what Todrick said. Now, we're going to listen. Yeah, it's a grocery list. Listen, there's so many things. He talked about dating. He talked about Taylor Swift. He talked about Colleen. What's her name? Colleen Ballinger. He talked about Celebrity Big Brother. He talked about paying his dancers, the ex-assistant, the house, the GoFundMe with his parents. He talked about all of it. It's the name of the video if you're looking for. What's the name of the video? You found it. It's called Friday Night Roundup, Todrick versus King JJ, Baychella, and Hazel Xavier, you're not a mod. I'm going to have to make you a mod, Xavier. Now, Xavier, if I make you a mod, you got to be good. Now, you tell me if you want the mod stick or not, because I want you to drop the link. But if I make, you know I love you, boo. But you be a little quick. You and El Teddy be a little quick now. If I make you a mod, you going to be good? Okay. The people going to complain and say it took me too long to get to the commentary because it's already 11 minutes. Oh, well. You love me. If you don't, you know. But we're going to listen to it because I love me some TS, but I don't want TS to flag me. So we're going to listen. We're going to listen. Oh, there's the link right there. There's the link right there. Okay. You'll behave. Okay, Xavier, I'm going to mod you up. Remind me. I'll mod you up because, you know, I love you, boo. But I just got to make sure you know. I got to make sure you're going to behave, you know. You know, somebody, you know, and the people love you, Xavier. You know, the people that came to me and was like, that's not right. You need to make Xavier a mod, baby. They have, I promise you, they have come to me. Okay. All right. So the first timestamp we're going to go to, I found the timestamps because, again, we're not going to, it lasted for about an hour. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. But we are going to listen to these timestamps. The first timestamp, he talks about the GoFundMe for his family. I'm not going to really speak too much on the dating piece of it. And let me tell you guys why. Here's why I'm not going to speak too much on the dating piece of it. Because I'm not a gay black man, right? Thank you, Thais. Stir the grits. Take your time. Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. Somebody in the clouds texted me. Thank you, boo. I need to talk to you too. The person that's in the clouds, I was gonna call you earlier. I got some gossip for you, for lack of a better word. Me personally, I feel like I don't feel like I should speak on. Like, I would love to hear Thais's point of view on it. I don't think that like, I just feel like that's not my wheelhouse to speak on him dating and what his experiences have been and why he does the things that he does. I'm gonna give you a synopsis of what he said, but I just don't feel like that's just my place to speak on it. You know, because I feel like if Thais were to start telling me my experiences as a Black, you know, straight woman trying to date and why I do the things I do or why I move the way I move, I probably would look at him like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's a better conversation for other people to have. I'm going to tell you what he said, because I think for me, some of what he said, I find to be very interesting, but I'm not going to really do commentary on it. So let's go to the first timestamp. If you want to start at the Todrick interview, go to about the 2-hour mark. I'm starting at 2:15. Go to about the 2-hour mark. Okay. And then, hold on, y'all. We're going to
go in a dark room, bitch. PG-13 and rated R. If it was affected by seeing Zac Efron and Freddie. Now that I've climbed to, you pay the.
So they started off talking about how people say that he wants to be white, right? Craig didn't word it quite that way, but they started off looking. Listen, when I say they were giving him the hard questions. They really were. They asked him about, and people were in the comments telling them things, and so they were asking about stuff based on the comments.
Answers, because there were questions about the dancer. Oh my God, yeah. And has he ever been one? Who are there are not out, and I've worked too hard.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so this is, wait a minute. Hold on, that's not my first timestamp. Hold on. I went to the wrong timestamp. Give me a second, because he talks about. I think the first thing he talks about is his. Here's the first timestamp. Okay, start at. Oh shoot, I didn't put the timestamp. I can find it. Give me a second. It's before this, because this is the dating conversation. So he talks about the GoFundMe first, and then he gets into the dating. So that's how I know I can find it. Give me a second.
Donated.
That's it. Okay, he's talking about so the first thing he's going to talk about is y'all know that his family had a fire. This is a few months ago. He did a GoFundMe, and so then right after the GoFundMe, which everybody was already saying, what's the problem? What's the issue? Why does Todrick Hall need a GoFundMe for $10,000 to help his family? Like, he doesn't have $10,000 in the bank. So people were already sort of questioning the GoFundMe. And then right after the GoFundMe, he has this elaborate birthday / going away party at his, LA home with, all this elaborateness. So he's speaking on both of those. So
GoFundMe for us to destroy my character, because I think there's a lot of people who would find joy in that. Right. All right, Craig, start it.
So what would you say would be your first, I guess, controversial thing that happened since you've been famous?
I don't know. There's been so many.
Okay, well, let's start with the most recent. So recently you relocated to London from LA, and reports said that your family's house in Texas burned down. There was a GoFundMe that was put up by you, to raise money to, I guess, put them in, because I'm assuming they were displaced, to help support them, to get them back up. And so the public was given very much so, well, why is he putting up a GoFundMe for us to support? He should be making money to be able to support his own family. He's friends with Taylor Swift. And then also there was a party that you had a party, and the people were saying, well, he had this party.
He's friends with Taylor Swift and Beyonce.
Why couldn't these people help him with that $10,000? And then the question became, well, was it really a going away party? Because the cake said happy birthday. So which one was it? We're under inflation right now. So why would the public be responsible for assisting with that? So did you want to clarify anything about that?
Yeah, I will. There's no questions that are off the table today. So you ask me and I will answer. Ultimately, okay, y'all are both in the industry, so you understand this. I have now, people can see that I have posted 4 videos. The thing about a fire, when it happens is, and I've never gone through this before, but when a fire happens, you need immediate assistance. It's not something people are like, well, do you have insurance? I'm like, people don't send you an insurance check the next day when when a house burns down. You don't have any clothes, everything is gone. And I knew I was coming to the UK where I am now to do burlesque. I had shot 4 videos. I had recorded all these albums. I've now already released those 4 videos. But I also was moving to the UK. So I was packing up my entire house and moving and in the process of selling my home. And there was just like a lot of things that were going on. And when it happened, there's so many complicated aspects to it, but ultimately I have very powerful.
So first of all, you're doing way too much. You're doing, sir, all that, sir. And he does that with every question. So just be ready. He's long-winded. And I'm going to just say that. He's long-winded. Now, a lot of people keep asking, why is he moving? Why did he move? Why did he move? He's doing a show called Burlesque or something over in the UK. Now, I'm interested in finding out why he had to sell his house and why, not had to, but why he chose to. In this economy, it seems to me like you would have made more money by renting your house out, doing it as an Airbnb, whatever. I do not believe, this is my opinion, y'all. I don't know this to be a fact. I don't believe he would necessarily own that house. I believe he was renting this house that he was in. Because, I mean, are you planning to never, ever come back? Like, you're doing a show. Shows close all the time. Like, y'all know my girlfriend's daughter is on Broadway. She's been in 3 shows in the last 3 years. Shows close. I mean, she's been blessed to find another job after every show closed, but shows, even the most popular shows that have good runs, they close. So you never coming back. Like, why wouldn't you rent your house? But okay, he gonna finally get to the answer. Here we go.
Full and successful friends who, okay, the GoFundMe happened because my fans were like, we've been following you for 15 years. Like, if your parents' house burned down, you should start a GoFundMe.
I want, name them. Name them. Excuse me. Ooh, that ginger. Oh, Lord. Y'all got this smoothie. That ginger hit me kind of. Give me a second. I'm sorry. Ooh, that ginger. Okay, so the house situation. Y'all are talking about 2 different things. We're going to get to the house. The house that his landlords were suing him about, he does address that. But he moved out of that house and he moved into another house that allegedly he bought. But when it comes to him and buying houses, we're not going. Okay. But he said his fans asked him to start this GoFundMe.
I do realize that optics matter and that people were going to be like, why would Todrick need a GoFundMe? But I was in a position, this industry is feast or famine. Sometimes I love those interviews with Fantasia where she says, you don't know that. When the lady's like, you have more money than we do. There are certain days where I definitely have a lot more money than some people do. But then there have been certain times I'm an independent queer Black artist. I don't have a record label. Nobody has helped me. And so I was just in a position where I had just funded 4 videos and I was like, I can send my parents money, which I did do on my own, by the way. I never said I didn't do that, but I did not have disposable income to buy my parents a new house.
So listen, nobody asked you to buy your parents a new house. See, like now you're going to the extreme. You said you sent your parents some money. It's not my business what that amount was. But let's be clear. In the grand scheme of things, $10,000 really ain't shit. Like not when you had a house fire, you got to start over and you need to pay for a hotel or you need to do this and do that. Second of all, there are emergency services specifically in those situations. There are emergency services when your house burns down. Yes, the insurance doesn't cut a check the next day. However, there are things that are available in an emergency situation. Number 3, you are an LLC, or you should be. You should be your own business at this point, right? Todrick Hall should have some sort of business, whatever. You didn't have a way for people to make a donation to you directly to you without going through GoFundMe. Because first of all, GoFundMe takes a percentage of that. You don't have where people can donate to you. Hell, you could have just done a basic cash fund. Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, if you wanted to just let people make donations. I find it interesting, though, that was, I don't know. I just feel like there was a better way to do that. But maybe I'm being nitpicky. If I'm being nitpicky, put it in the chat. Say, really, B, you doing too much. Just say I'm being nitpicky, but let's keep going.
Immediately. And so my fans asked me to put up the GoFundMe, and I did. We raised $10,000, which, as you know, is not going to, in 2024 in today's market, be able to change my parents' position, but it can help.
Right.
And so I set the limit to me, what seemed like something low, so that the fans who were asking me that could do it. And to me, it was an intimate thing with me and the fans that have been following me for years. And somebody else in my life came to me and said, Todrick, I know you.
That's not an intimate thing if you put it as a GoFundMe. That's a valid point, Xavier. Xavier said that could be for transparency. That's fine. That is fine. Thank you, Inspire. Okay, so I hit 17K. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna pull a Larry Reed. If everybody just want to cash at me $17, I won't be mad. If everybody just want to cash at $17 for the 17K, I won't be mad. But moving on, it's 200 of y'all in this chat. I hope I have 150 likes. So let's keep going. I'm saying exactly what you were saying. Okay, now he's getting ready to talk about the party.
Been going through it. I already donated to your parents, but I want to make sure you go off in style. So it was a birthday / going away party. I sent out an invitation.
I know, El Teddy, thank you.
And they covered the bill for the things that happened at my birthday party, but most of the things were donated. And that's really just that. But I understand.
I completely understand that. We talked about that behind the scenes. We figured that the party was probably already planned at the.
So can we have a real conversation? As Carlos would say, can we have a real conversation? He said, thank you, Ty. Ty said 17. Thank you for the $17. Yes, thank you for the cash out for $17. Thank you, boo. That's my boo, Cross Country Cruiser. Thank you, my love. Listen. Let's talk about how Hollywood works. You said that you had a powerful friend that said, I donated some money to your parents, but I want to send you off in style. So we're going to have this party. He goes on to talk about how the majority of the party was paid for by sponsors. So his friend paid for everything, and then the rest of it was paid for by sponsors. Listen. I would rather, see, later on in this, he talks about optics. Optics matter. Optics matter. Right? I would have rather him said, hey, that was a job. I was paid to be there. There were advertisers there. There were people who were paying me for my name, that they were sponsoring the liquor for a Todrick Hall party. They were sponsoring the food for a Todrick Hall party. Their signage was at the Todrick Hall party. That was a job. Yes, we titled it my birthday party / going away party, but that was a job. See, there's a way that you can say things that'll make people be like, oh, okay. Does that make sense? And again, if I'm doing too much, tell me I'm doing too much. But I really think Todrick Hall needs an Olivia Pope in his life. He really needs somebody to help him say things in a way that lets people know. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Thais. Mwah. Thank you so much, my love. Thais always showing love. I appreciate you. He could have said, baby, that's a job. This Hollywood. You know what it is. Right? That's it. And it just happened to coincide with your parents' tragedy. Nobody said you got to fly in and be Captain Save-A-Ho. If you don't have it, you ain't got it. But I just thought it was I just think the optics. It was the optics, right? So after this conversation, they get into the dating thing. And like I said, I personally am not qualified to have a dating conversation about what a gay Black man has gone through and why he makes the decisions that he makes. However, I'm going to leave this with you guys. And I saw El Teddy drop down. Xavier's here. Thais is here. You guys are better prepared or better equipped to have that conversation. Because I think that you guys can have that conversation. But what he does say is he has dated all of the spectrum. He has dated everything. But he says that what he has found in dating Black men is that a lot of Black men that he comes into contact with are interested in dating him, but interested in doing it closeted. They're not interested in being out. And he said, I work too hard to come out the closet, to go back in the closet. And so essentially, that is why he dates out of his race so much, because he finds that other people are more open to being out. That's essentially what he said. He says a little bit more, but that's what I took from it. So again, anybody else, you know, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. Something else he says later on too. Hey, Kim. Something else he says later on is there were less and less Black men in the room, right? That's something that, what's the guy's name? Because Craig talked about it later on. The guy from CNN, the guy that got fired from CNN that just got married, that be drunk on New Year's Eve all the time. Oh gosh, what's his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. He basically said the same thing too. That's a loaded answer. He ain't being genuine with his answer. Don Lemon, thank you, El Teddy. El Teddy, I'm gonna drop the link if you want to come up. If you want, I mean, I don't know if you're gonna do this on your channel or not, but I'm gonna drop the link in about 30 minutes if you want to come up. Anybody can come up, but I know if y'all want to speak to it. Yeah, Don Lemon said the same thing. Like the higher up he went in, you know, the more affluent rooms, the richer, you know, he said there were less and less people that looked like him. So there was less to even choose from in the dating pool, which anyway, so like I said, I'm not equipped to talk on that. At least I don't feel comfortable speaking on that because I wouldn't want nobody to tell me my experience. So we're going to go on to the next timestamp. Like I said, that timestamp start. If you go to the 2-hour mark is where the Todrick Hall interview starts. That the 2:15 mark, we're gonna go to the next timestamp, which is 2:15, where he talks about whether he paid his dancers or not. Okay. I felt like this answer was very interesting as well. One thing I find interesting is that he actually admitted that he wasn't paying people. But
you know,
thank you. Go tweet that shit. Telling you why they're offended. There was no white people on there, so I'm like they're white. I did an interview with somebody who, when I did my Forbidden album, that said, "Are you making this Black album now because you've been criticized and because Straight Outta Oz was so white?" And I was like, the collaborations on Straight Outta Oz are RuPaul, Wayne Brady, Tracy Toms, Amber Riley, Jordan Sparks, Tamar Braxton, Bob
Brandy.
the Drag Queen. That Brandy was on the album he was talking about. But even then, I was like, I think you see my work and it's fucking cheesy to you and it's Broadway. And so you're like, it's white. And even when you did my album, TS, you were on my Fimulant album, people were like, he makes music for white people and everybody's recirculating it. But on that album, I think my collaborations were you, Brandy on that album, Nicole Scherzinger, who was also not white, and Tyra Banks and Shaka Khan. There was no white people on there. So I'm like, I don't know. It's just, to me, I don't know. Right. I want somebody to explain to me why they feel like I'm making art for white people. I will say, I post videos and I don't go through a casting company. I say, hey, I post on Instagram all the time. I'm shooting a video, show up if you want. And a lot of my art speaks to white people. A lot of them also are the ones with the disposable income to learn.
Okay, let's stop there. A lot of my art speaks to white people. A lot of them have the disposable income. I have disposable income. I may not have as much as some people, but I have disposable income. What does that even mean, Todrick? My art speaks to white people?
How to dance, have dance training, can sing, can whatever, but they show up, and I just cast whoever shows up, and I have become more cognizant about it. I used to make videos. I used to get canceled for making videos that were anti-Black or supporting and like things that people felt were anti-Black stereotypes. And so when I saw that, much like the guest that you had before, she was like, you need to do your research. And when people are telling you why they're offended, you should address it and change the behavior. And I feel like I've done that. I had this video called Beauty and the Beat where it was like Belle in the Hood. That was one of my first viral videos. And I did a few videos like that, maybe 6 or 8 videos like that. And once I heard the community say, we don't like these videos, they feel problematic to us, it never happened again. Because that's not I don't want to be on. I know that sometimes I'm blessed with the microphone to be able to represent Black queerness, and some people don't like that because the way I show up in the space doesn't look like the way they would want it to be. But at the end of the day, if I have the ability to do that, I want to address the situation, and if I hear feedback, I try to implement it when I can.
Yeah. So Todrick, I also want to say that when we did the Dick This Big album the song, I had no problem with you paying me. We did our splits. We did it. Boom, bam, bam. Your lawyer, my people. Then boom, we were done. So I don't have any financial problems with you at all. I talk about my experience. That I didn't have any financial hardship, anything with you. So,
Thank you. Go tweet that shit.
So we keep getting this thing about, okay, somebody is accusing you of a 16-year-old person.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. My timestamp must be off. He said that when the dancers that are saying he didn't pay them, he said that he told them that it wasn't a paid gig, and he don't understand why they're complaining now because he told them that they weren't going to get paid. I'm sorry, my timestamp is off. I'm not about to go back and look for it, but that's what he said, which I think is interesting because I find that interesting because a lot of people complained about you. So he essentially said, no, I didn't pay them, but I told him I wasn't going to pay him. So, and he said he did post the screenshot of the advertisement or whatever, which I do remember him posting that. Now he's getting ready to get into the accusation of him trying to get with an underage person. So listen carefully to this.
What is that? What's that?
So, baby, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I had an assistant illegally record me whenever. I want to just talk about this because I don't know if this has been part of your struggle. I want to say this quickly. When you are in a position, a public figure, and you have to get an assistant, it is one of the scariest things in the world because you have to invite somebody into your life and give them your social security information, your credit card information, the codes to get in and out of your house. You have to kind of trust sort of a stranger because they have to be on your emails and have access to things. Hi, I'm on a Zoom call. Love you. One of the dancers from Berlin's just walked by the window. So anyway, these people are very in close proximity to you. This man recorded me talking about a situation where somebody who lived in London was in a relationship, and here the legal age of consent is 16 years old. And the person was like 20 or 22. They were in a consenting relationship. The parents had given him permission to date this person. They were in support of it. They flew to America on a vacation. They were intimate there because they were in a relationship, came back, broke up. The parents sued that person for statutory rape. And that person was convicted because they broke the law in the country that we were in. As a human being, I find things like that intriguing, interesting to talk about. I play the devil's advocate with everything. And I was like, that is such a crazy story. And when I was young, the
Okay, so first of all, he tried to deflect and say the person illegally recorded him. That doesn't matter. What did you say? Like, let's talk about what happened. I don't care whether it was legal or illegal. That's not my concern. That's not my issue. What did you say? So now he's saying that the story wasn't his story. He was talking about another situation to the assistant. Okay.
Time I came, I was 21. The first time I came to the UK, I was doing a musical. And by the way, just so you know, I lost my virginity at almost 25 years old. Not that that's anybody's business, but I was old. That's old for somebody gay. I was very prude. I'm very like, you know,
That was old for somebody gay? What that mean? So I don't know. Again, I don't understand why we needed to know that, but okay, child.
I am a theater nerd. I mean, TS knows this about me. I'm a bitch that loves Disney, and I love some Broadway shit and The Wizard of Oz and Beyonce, bitch. If it's those subjects, I know everything about it. So this person tried to talk to me, and at that time, I was basically like, "How old are you?" Because I've been black.
Thais, hold on, Thais. Thais is about to blow, baby. Thais. I might just have to bring Thais up because Thais is about to blow, honey. Thais and El Teddy, I might just have to send y'all the link. Give me a second.
My whole life, and I know, you know, you got to ask questions like that. Yeah, basically they told me they were underage, but it was legal here. I never entertained dating that person. There is not a 16-year-old person who's coming out saying I did something to them. Somebody chopped and screwed little pieces of conversations that I had and put it on the internet. And I just think, as a general rule.
So here's where I'm confused. First, it was a whole nother story, and you like to play devil's advocate. Then you were in the UK for the first time when you were 21, but you were a virgin until you were 25. But you entertained conversations, but it's all a lie, and it was a conversation that was chopped and screwed. Is that what y'all heard? I'm about to send this link to Thais and El Teddy. Is that what y'all heard? Because if that's what y'all heard, if that's not what y'all heard, please let me know. If that's not what y'all heard. But if that's what y'all heard, okay. Because see, I know my brother El Teddy about to blow over there too. El Teddy's about to blow a gasket. Hold on. I'm sending Thais and El Teddy the link. Y'all, if y'all want to come up, because I know y'all about to blow a gasket. Okay. Hold on, I'm sending the link. Okay. Tracy said, I heard lies. Not you using your members' icons, emojis. All right, we're going to play a little bit more, honey. I got another timestamp, but I just want y'all to chat. We got a couple of more timestamps to get through, honey. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I sent y'all the wrong thing. Hold up. Let it play while I send y'all the right thing. My bad. I just sent y'all the link to the video, child.
Somebody chop
Give me a second.
Somebody's conversation. I'm like, whatever they said before, in between, and after they said that, you wanted that out because it would disprove the point that you're trying to make. They wouldn't have posted my whole sentence because they would have been like, there's obviously nothing problematic about it. I'm not somebody who gets away with things. So if I had hooked up with a 16-year-old, the 16-year-old, they would probably be white based on the internet's opinion of me, and they probably would have come out and I would be in jail.
So my thing is basically what you're saying is that they try to entrap you in something. They try to entrap you into being involved with a minor.
They're trying to make it look like I did something.
So basically they're trying to entangle you in that, and that's not what happened.
They try to hit it
at all.
Yeah.
Try to hit it with the drink.
Yeah. And so
to whoever's over
that's
here.
Mo.
Mo.
He want to say you tried to strike a chord. I guess it was A minor.
I don't even know what I could say about that, but this is somebody that was very close to me.
So now he's talking about his ex-assistant that did a bunch of TikToks and stuff exposing him. That's the assistant that used some of my video. So he's speaking on him.
I don't even know. I feel like there's so much to say, and I don't even know what I could say about that. But this is somebody that was very close to me, that my parents loved and that I know very well. And babes, it just, I mean, I think if you scroll down that assistant's information in their pages, you will just see somebody who is not sane and somebody who is trying to like destroy me, because I know for a fact that at one point they were in love with me. They wanted to work close to me with me. And when you fire somebody and they're like, oh, I can't be in their camp, and I can't be with them, and I also can't work with them, then that person is gonna try to destroy you. And I don't know.
So the ex-assistant is insane. Oh shoot, y'all! I hit the button. I'm sorry. Give me a second. So the ex-assistant is insane and in love with him, and that's what it is. Hi, El Teddy.
Hello, my love.
I know you are chomping at the bit.
Actually, first, step back. As somebody who's been here before you had 1,700, to know that you have 17,000, I'm so happy for you.
I know, right?
Girl,
That's
we go way
crazy.
back.
Let's take a pause for the call. Hold on. Let's take a pause for the call.
Yes.
I know I've told this story a million times before, but I'm going to keep telling this story. The way I met El Teddy is that he found me, like he said, I don't even have 1,700 subscribers, and he gave me a shout out on his channel, and that is how we even connected. And now that is my getting on my nerves, you know, tapping me on my back and running little brother. Okay. Yes, I hit 17K, you guys. If you guys are just coming in, I hit 17K on this live. Thank you guys so much for the people who've been here, who've been rocking. I appreciate it so much. Y'all know we trying to get
and I will say this. This is a testament to all of the people. I know there's a lot of people on a lot of platforms that says you cannot find genuine friendships on YouTube. That is not true. You just have to be selective. And you got to know yourself, and you got to know the people who you are being wrapped up with. Because to say that ReallyB and I are not friends, genuine, true friends. Now we fight now like dogs. Hey, that's our love language, right? Our arguments are our love language, isn't it?
But the thing is, we're friends and we can talk about it. And like when you're getting to know somebody and you're building a friendship, you're gonna get on each other's nerves. So, but I love them. Wouldn't do nothing about them. Crazy self. We're gonna be hanging out in 2 weeks. We're gonna be at the TS Madison show in 2 weeks.
That is coming.
Yeah.
I forgot. That's coming. Oh Lord.
You better not leave me hanging. Ebby, I'm gonna sit.
Oh no. I need to go get my outfit together. No, I need to get my outfit together. So I need to
get the outfit together. Okay. So,
yeah, I need to go start working on that.
So before I go any further, we have spoken on the dating. We've spoken on the GoFundMe. We've spoken on the alleged underage contact. We've spoken on him paying his dancers. Anything? Oh, and by the way, I'm pulling my Larry Reid today. If y'all want to cash at me 1717 to celebrate, gone. The doors are open. Gone and celebrate with me with $17.17. Is that me doing my best Larry Reid, El Teddy?
That was your best Larry Reid. You know, he good with the numbers and numerology.
1717. Y'all can go on and cash app it to me to celebrate. Thank you so much. Go ahead, El Teddy. What you think? Just before we go, because I have a few more timestamps to get to. So
you want to do your timestamps. I'm okay. You can do your timestamp because I was supposed to go to a day party, but we decided we ain't going until like after 6 o'clock till it stop being so hot. So
okay. All right. So let me play a little bit more. I think I wrote my timestamps down wrong, so we're just gonna roll with it. I
don't know what has happened, and that's the reason why I think that this person is used on TikTok, and I'm not interested in like helping. I prayed about this for a long.
Receipts on you, and you have receipts on them too. Been a victim of the thing.
He said he has receipts to prove. Hey, Patches Boo. He said he has receipts to prove. Thank you for the 1717. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Monk Chip. You know I love you, Boo. Patches, we hit 17K, Boo. That's my husband. I know I gotta fight. Thank y'all for the cash apps. Thank y'all so much. That's going to the new phone fund. I had to explain to y'all what's going on with my phone situation in a minute, child. But He says he has receipts on the assistant to basically counteract and prove what the assistant's saying is not true, but he is not interested in basically entertaining him. That's what he said. So, and TS was like, well, sometimes you just gotta let a bitch know. You know how TS go.
But you mentioned hard. It has been hard because I'm on stage accepting my EGOT and the people who are buying tickets to my show, listening to my music with this much energy. But I feel like I need to at this point because
Wait, he say EGOT? I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
Go ahead.
Did he say EGOT?
Yeah, he said when he's on his stage getting his EGOT, basically he's not paying the haters any attention because when he get on stage getting his EGOT.
Does he even have one of the 4?
I think he has a Tony. Doesn't he have a Tony?
Somebody go check. Tracy C. Go check and see if he have any one of the 4. I don't know. I'm just, he's making himself an EGOT already. Let me shut up. I'm on mute.
I mean, I think he has a Tony. I don't know, but I thought because Kinky Boots, I thought he won a Tony for Kinky Boots, but I don't know. Don't quote me. But go ahead. Let's go.
Mistakes. I have fucked up a lot. I'm a person that takes big swings. I'm like, great, I will do 750 videos. Nobody will produce more content than me. But at the end of the day, what I have learned from this is that there are going to be there are people that I've taken a long time to pay, that have been waiting for me, that have had to text me several times to get my attention and stuff.
Okay, so right there, he just admitted what he's been accused of. So even if we throw the situation with those dancers out where he said, well, they knew they weren't going to get paid, you just admitted that you don't pay your people on time. You just admitted that people literally have to text you and say, hey, where's my money? Hey, boo, don't you owe me something? So again, why couldn't you have said that earlier on when the conversation about you not paying your dancers, you could have said, listen, that particular situation, they knew they weren't going to get paid. However, there have been times when I didn't do right by people and I paid people late, or I didn't pay people the way I should have paid people. Because at the end of the day, that's what people are looking for, right? We're looking for you to take accountability. That doesn't mean that everything you've been accused of, you're guilty of. But thank you, Patches Bull. Thank you. Oh, Patches, lighten up the board. Mwah! Thank you, my love. That's what we're looking for from you. And it's like, it's pulling teeth. It's pulling teeth. All right, I'm going to let it play a little bit longer.
And I started to be like, Todrick, you're only one person. You can only take on so much.
That happens.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
But when you're black and when you're gay, it can't happen like that. As many times, I mean, I don't know what the math is, but if I have a lot of people in my videos. I don't know how many you would even say from watching them, but even on a low number, I don't know what the math would be. But if you do like 25 people times 750 videos on a low, Nels Hair Hip Seals had 75 people on camera. But if it was 30 people times 750, that's a lot of people. Like tens of thousands of people I've worked with.
Would you say that you're happy? Are you happy?
I think that in moments I'm happy, but I think that the internet is a really crazy place. In the past few years, I have found it more difficult to be happy. I've always felt misunderstood. I think that a lot of people on the internet are under the misconception that I love whiteness so much and white people embrace me and they love me so much. And I'm like, I'm still black to these white people. And my experiences with white people have been really, really difficult as well, because at the end of the day, I do believe that a lot of white people, when push comes to shove, they will act like they're close to you. But
so I'm going to fast forward through this whole conversation. El Teddy might care more about this conversation. Not that it's not an important conversation, but I feel like in this moment, he's saying what he thinks we expect to hear, not so much what he really feels. And so I'm going to fast forward through it, but I'm going to give you a synopsis. And El Teddy, again, you can listen to it and you may say something different. He's essentially saying that, yes, I'm in a lot of white spaces, but I hold them accountable. Yes, I'm in a lot of white spaces and they find slick ways they don't come right out and call me a nigga, but they find slick ways to do it. And I call them on it and I hold them accountable. He even said, yeah, because, I had to do the same thing with Taylor Swift. I had to, oh, sorry, that was my sister calling me out. I even hold them accountable. And I felt in that moment, and it could be me again. If y'all feel like I'm doing too much, let me know. But I felt like he was pandering. Did you listen to it, El Tani?
I did, and
How do you
nobody believes
feel?
him. Nobody believes him. I do not believe you because I don't see, as much as you hold them accountable, I don't see your actions changing because you continue to be around and put yourself in spaces with these people that continue to do, or treat you this kind of way. And you smile, you put on your sample slippers, and you do your best step and fetch routine for them and all of that stuff. So that you can't have it both ways, sir. You really, really can't. But I'm gonna hold off because I got a whole song and dance
Well, write your
about
notes.
him talking
Write your
about
notes.
white people or white dating white men. We'll talk about that when you
Okay.
done.
Okay. Because my thing is this. I'm on the outside looking in, right? I'm on the outside. Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much for the super chat, my love. I appreciate you so much. Kim said, Todrick is full of ish. Woo! This is how I feel about it. And like I said, I am not in these spaces. I am not rich and famous. I do not move with the rich and famous. So my opinion is going to be limited based on the spaces that I move, right? But from the outside looking in, I understand that some spaces are whiter than others. But I also feel like there are so many queer, whether they're black or white, whether they're male or female, so many queer people in these spaces now that I feel like if you wanted to move in those spaces, you could. Is that a disingenuous point of view? Like, because I don't see the Lena Waithe of the world. I don't see I don't know. I'm trying to think of some more people, but Lena Waithe was the first person that popped in my mind. I see Lena Waithe creating spaces for Black people. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I'm not.
Here's the news flash, really be, and this is why I don't take these people genuinely when they start talking about dating other Black queer people. Newsflash: you don't have to date someone else in entertainment. There are a whole lot of other Black, gay, lesbian, queer, whatever you want to call them, people that are remarkably successful. They may not be on your television screen. Hey, they may be working their way up to being a senior vice president of a major banking firm. They may be somewhere over in tech doing their thug dizzle, making inroads and things like that. So my thing about it is you talking about, oh, well, I get into these spaces and there are not a lot of us there. I don't know. I don't even believe that part. But even if I was to go along with that narrative, you need to broaden your horizon and look at other spaces because you don't only have to date other entertainers or actors or musicians. You could go out and find your whole soulmate that newsflash is not in the same industry as you, because that happens more often than not. So that's why I just can't wrap my hands around what these people are saying.
Right. And Maddie went on to talk about how, like when she did her reality show on ReallyBTV, how she demanded, that there be representation, even with the camera crew, even with, producers and stuff. And she said the show was even held up because she was looking for more representation that was a part of the show. So, all right, you guys, I think, like I said, my timestamps are screwed up, so I don't know what this next timestamp is, but let's see what we have.
So who is Colleen?
This is the conversation of Colleen. Was it Ballinger? I had heard of Ballinger. I had heard of her, and I knew that she was very problematic. But let's listen to this. I want y'all to hear this.
Colleen down here.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that? Is she a white woman?
Yes.
Who is she?
Is she somebody that said nigger?
I don't think that Colleen has ever said the word.
Well, who is she? Because they keep asking about Colleen.
They keep writing Colleen down here.
Okay. So this is not how I expected this interview to go.
But I mean, this one. Listen,
And look, and the follow-up question is, if this is something you can talk about, you said you and Taylor were friends. What happened? How did that friendship dissolve?
I don't remember saying we were friends, but we
actually he did. I'm not going to rewind to that exact spot, but he did say when me and Taylor were friends, because I caught it too, and I was going to say something about it. But he said, I guess it was a Freudian slip, but he does admit that him and Taylor Swift aren't as close as they used to be.
We are still friends. I'm just saying when we first started being friends during the time of the Reputation era, she went online and talked about in like a Vogue interview or something, and said,
hey, Abby.
Todrick, conversations with Todrick is part of the reason I started standing up for the LGBTQ plus community. She became very vocal politically, and that was something that I was like, I appreciated that so much when we accepted the award. It was one of those things where she was like, I would like for you to accept this award on MTV on my behalf. There's never been like a problem with Taylor and I, and we're not like as close as we used to be, but I still text her and she responds, and I love her. I think she's incredible. What was the question that you asked?
Y'all, I done hit this button again. Give me a second, y'all.
Okay.
Hold on, give me a second. I didn't hit the button again. This thing is so sensitive. Just me said I'm just joining the chat, but I don't believe anything that's coming out of Todrick's mouth. Well, damn.
Colleen Ballinger, she is a friend of mine for over 10 years. She's incredible.
All right, hold on, y'all. I gotta connect the speaker. Okay, there it is. Sorry about that. My finger hit the button. It's so sensitive.
What was the other question that you asked?
Colleen, because baby, got it.
Okay, so Colleen Ballinger, she is a friend of mine for over 10 years. She plays the character. She's more famously known for being the character Miranda Sings. She is a person that is a big musical theater lover. We grew up on YouTube around the same time, and yeah, that's basically who she is. And they're probably talking about it because I recently posted a couple pictures where it was National Theater Day. We did Waitress the musical together. She was my girlfriend in this musical on Broadway. She was Dawn, I was Hoagie. And I started posting things from Kinky Boots in Chicago, and I posted a clip from Waitress, which, by the way, I'm never on stage without her. And she had a lot of controversy and has been very, very canceled.
Can y'all still hear it okay? Because I was holding the speaker, but I put it down. Let me know if y'all can still hear it okay.
For a number of things. And I think that my general problem is, like, when I first got on YouTube, there was like it would bring you into room.
Again, he is going all the way around the mulberry bush instead of just speaking to who Colleen Ballinger is. He's going to talk about how when he first started YouTube, they used to have these YouTube conventions, and they would have the bigger content creators come together, and they would tell them to collaborate. And he was saying how nobody would collaborate with him, but she would. And that's how they became friends. So I'm going to fast forward through all of that because, again, it's a lot. He long-winded.
And like, I think they invited me to talk to us about.
But they are. It's so much. You don't see the comments, Todd?
I can't see the comments. No, thank God I can't see them. Okay, so here's the thing. Basically, me and Colleen have been friends for a very, very, very long time, and she was one of the few people. There was a lot of white people that would be nice to me and cordial to me, and be kind to my face. But whenever it came time to collaborate, they would always tell us we should collaborate with each other. I would get their numbers. People would not respond to me. Colleen was one of the people who was like in the N Club, one of the white people that had tons of followers, that was like, I'll collaborate with you. I think you're talented. She offered her platform to me. She was very sweet. I lived with her.
Why was she canceled?
That is it's a series of things. When people get canceled,
I see them down there.
They're saying she's a groomer. What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm just not putting them on
They
there.
say she's a groomer. She's oh my God.
I'm just not putting it up there because
She said, "Who is this woman?"
I need to see this.
That's who she
But
is.
what's her
He don't want to
scandal?
say. He
Really
don't
deep.
want to say her scandals, and it's okay. We're not.
I don't know.
gonna-
I'm not saying I don't want to say the scandal, but it's like a lot of things. That's why the comments are
That's-
going.
You know,
Y'all still friends?
murder. Go to Google. Let me see who this motherfucking Colleen bitch is.
There she is.
Hi, Mo. How you doing?
Shows have been canceled amid ongoing backlash over her alleged relationship with underage fans. Ooh. Separately, Trisha Payata said, "Ooh, let me click on this. Did it? Hold on.
Thank
She
you
said
for
YouTube
the
video
cash
that her
app. Thank you
podcast
so
was
much.
done.
So let's be clear. I have fast forwarded, and I have fast forwarded, and he still is not answering the question about Colleen Bellinger, right? Maddie done had to pull out
Didn't
her
she sit in the
phone.
underwear? Didn't she sit in the underwear to the
Yes,
boy who was
she
like
said
16 or 17?
yes.
Okay.
Maddie done had to take out her phone and Google it herself to find out who this woman is. Now, what Maddie goes on to say to him is they're asking him, "Are you still her friend?" And he keeps trying to explain why he's still friends with this woman. And I want y'all to hear what Maddie says to him.
I have inside information too.
There's too much shit popping up on
Yeah,
here.
I know.
Okay, so essentially,
Basically, she is so much. That's what I'm saying. She talked to her fans, and a lot of her fans were underage, and her character has like a lot of potty humor. She had a relationship with this white kid who was from another country. I don't remember what his name is, and she sent him some lingerie on a live stream. Like she pulled out some lingerie and said,
Y'all look at Craig's face. Craig was like,
basically she sent it to him, and then ultimately it just like, I don't want to misspeak and like,
Oh, and they said that
she was in blackface.
she was never in blackface. She was in green face. She was dressed up as Elphaba from Wicked, and they tried to make it seem like she was in blackface, and she was not. But she basically had a relationship with this kid on the internet where they were friends, and I don't know how the situation all went awry. It's hours and hours worth of stuff, but ultimately people are upset that I have still stayed in touch with her and that I am still friends with her.
So let's play devil's advocate here. A person says you're still friends with her, and then you have this 16-year-old situation going on with you. Wouldn't you see that as something that the people would try to correlate and then try to say like,
see, we knew it.
Right.
I think that 100%, but that's why I'm saying I am now like trying to, like you said, has it been hard earlier today? You were like, has it been difficult for you? Mm-hmm. I have watched something happen. TS, you know this. There are some people who are beloved on the internet and they are terrors in real life. And there are people who are incredible.
Sir, can you just answer the question? Right, optics. Again, optics.
Incredibly kind, and people hate them on the internet. And I have just watched people distance themselves from me over things that they thought were true. And I just am not really interested in not being friends with somebody because the internet has said things about them when I know that.
But it's not that the internet has said things about them. You just said she did it. You, out of your own mouth, just said that this woman did what she's accused of doing. Correct? Did he not just say that? That she sent that little boy some lingerie? You don't think that's inappropriate?
Every situation, it's usually not black and white. There's some sort of gray area. I also don't condone anything there's not one person who I condone everything that they do. But if somebody has been a friend of mine for a long time, I said this on a comment before, I have an uncle who murdered somebody. I'm not going to love my uncle any less because I know that he did a lot of things before and after that incident. He paid his time, he went to jail, and he's my fucking blood. So I'm gonna not agree with the fact that he murdered somebody, but I'm gonna love him forever, and nobody can make me not feel that way, you know.
So let me continue to play devil's advocate here. She's a white woman.
Yeah.
You are a black gay man.
Yeah.
Do you think that she would have distanced herself in a heartbeat?
Because if you didn't ask her, I was going to ask it.
She would
Well,
have
I know that I have been canceled before, and she did not distance herself from me. Okay. I have been. I know that to be. It can be proven. And
so his response is, "I'm gonna still be her friend," which he could have said 15 minutes ago, and ain't nobody gonna make me stop being her friend. And when people was coming for me, she stood by me, so I'm gonna stand by her. Now, El Teddy, you had something to
I have
say.
some inside information. So, really, I'm good friends with people who go to those YouTube conferences and things where you got to have either 1 million+ subscribers and stuff. Very good friends with them. And the friend of mine who I talk to all of this, two of them, but the one who I talk to all the time, he told me about Todrick. There is a group and collection of, it's not that many, but there is a group and collection of Black YouTubers that are up there in that space. They all know each other. They all hang out. They're all really good friends. And he said from the very beginning, he said, now Todrick was there before him, but he said he got there like a year after Todrick started coming or so. And said Todrick never wanted anything to do with the Black people that were in the room. Never. He told me that point blank. And he said the ones that were there before he got there, before Todrick got there, the other Black people that were there, they said Todrick always immediately went and gravitated toward the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains. So this whole thing about, oh, there's not a lot of us in the room, or oh, she was the only one that really received me with open arms. That's not true, because there's how us Black people are really be. When we get into space and we see it's only but so many of us, what do? We all galvanize around each other. We hold each other up and we support each other. And they told me point blank, say, yeah. He told me point blank, he said, yeah, he didn't want any parts of us. He absolutely went over there to them. So I'm already side-eyeing his version of how he even, became friends with her to begin with.
So let me say this. First of all, thank you, Edwina. And make sure you're still subscribed to me, because, baby, I do videos all the time. You said you hadn't seen a video from me in a while. YouTube be playing games. So make sure you're still subscribed to me and you have your notifications on, because that's a YouTube thing, boo. Let me say this, and thank you so much. El Teddy, and you already kind of said this, but I'm going to reiterate it. There are always subspaces in these spaces. There is always a subspace of people who find each other, whether it's all the Black folk, whether it's all the women, whether it's all the Latinos, whether it's all the Asian. We find each other in these bigger spaces, whether it's in, I'm going to speak to education. For every space, if you can find the organization for principals, you're going to find an organization for Black principals. You can find, the social.
Oh, yeah, really, I forgot to say my friend is also Black and gay. Oh, I forgot to mention that part. So, I mean, what are we talking about?
You're going to find the organization for social studies. I'm just throwing, I don't have the exact name in front of me. You're going to find Black social studies. I belong to some of these groups. I know they exist. So you're not going to tell me that there wasn't a space. Now, was it going to be a little bit harder? Okay. Were y'all going to have to, maybe do a little bit more? Because we always have to do more, right? Whether we're Black, whether we're women, whether we're gay, we always have to do more. So would it have been harder? Yeah, it probably would have been a little harder. But I do not believe for 1 minute that there wasn't a space where Black creators collabed and worked together and networked. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Now, I don't know his story on why he didn't link up or why that looked. But here come, we in trouble now.
But no, really, be like I was saying, from the perspective. Oh, hey, Thais, what's going on?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. I'm just getting home. I was in the car watching you the whole time.
Oh, okay.
And then I had to come on unpacking all that stuff, but I'm here.
Okay, El Teddy, finish what you're saying, and then I'm gonna let Thais jump in. We only have I want to talk about Celebrity Big Brother. He talks about Celebrity Big Brother and the house situation, and then that's pretty much it. But go ahead, El Teddy, finish your thought, and then let me speak to Thais.
And the point that I wanted to make was from the very beginning, it was known and it was very expressed. He don't want no parts of y'all. That was known up front and from the beginning. Now I'm gonna hold my, I got a whole 5 minute spiel on him dating white people, but I'm gonna let Thais go because I got some words for him on that.
Well, look at the green hearts coming in. Welcome, Ty Squad. I see the green hearts.
I haven't even shared. I didn't share with anybody, but
they were already in here and they just
already here.
They
okay.
representing. Go ahead,
so
Thais.
I'm not gonna be long.
That's what the preacher said, but go ahead.
No, I just think that, in my opinion, I think Todd believes that he's white, and nobody has probably ever told him, "Girl, you are black." I really believe in his mind he probably has this delusion that he's white. Like sometimes people can operate in spaces so long, that they really become disillusioned and aloof to their blackness, their cultural foundation. They really do. I have seen people like this in Hollywood. I have seen people like this in my own life where they literally forget the fact that they lose themselves in Hollywood, all of your cultural identity. And so the way he's talking, he's always obfuscating or always telling, well, this is why. But at the end of the day, girl, listen, you are responsible. You are responsible for everything that you do in your life. You can't keep pushing this off on everybody. And it's the assistant and they were after me. And it's this person over here. Is girl, at the end of the day, you're responsible for everything that's going on in your life. And if it's a problem here and there's a problem there, it's probably just you, Todrick. It's probably just you. Period.
Yeah, the call is coming from inside of the house.
You know, well, since we're here, let me say this. You see a lot of this from Black queer people. And the sad part is all of these Black queer people come from Black families. They're not like Amir on Summer House of Martha's Vineyard. These are people that come traditionally from Black spaces, Black families, Black households, and what have you. The problem comes in they learn from their earliest remembrances. They've learned to have this self-hatred and self-loathing that may have been attached to them from family members that for whatever reason didn't like that they were too effeminate or they didn't live up to what they wanted, the masculinity or patriarchal masculinity that they wanted their young son to be. And so they grow up and they have this hatred for the Black community, so to speak, because there's this venom and vitriol always coming to them. And what happens is, and Thais, I know you can speak to this as well, they miss out on finding what it means to have Black people that can love you and affirm you. Because a lot of times for those of us, we first started seeing that when you first started going out to the club and you first started making friends within the community, especially if you're of a certain age, those elders that have been in the community for a while, they will wrap their hands or arms around you. They will love you and show you and affirm for you that it's okay to be both a Black, gay, queer, or whatever you want to call yourself. And then you go back to reestablishing loving of yourself. And so that's why you then become okay with loving another Black man, saying, no, I want my mate to be someone that looks like me, somebody that can appreciate what I've been through. I'm not a white person. No matter how high I get, I love the skin I'm in. I love my Blackness and all of it. And I'm not going to I'm not going to not live in that no matter where I'm at, which is why Maddie said when she went on there, she said, no, this is what it is. This is what it is, and this is what I'm going to tolerate. And if you can't meet me there, then we just can't do business, and I'll find and make a space for myself. He doesn't want to find and make a space for himself. He claims that he does, but what he's really doing is he's trying to have his own, as Thais said, he's trying to emulate whiteness and have his own mantle of white privilege and breastplate of white supremacy. And that's why he can go about thinking, I ain't got to pay these people because I'm Todrick Hall, or I can go off on people on Big Brother and say all of these insidious things and continue to be friends with whole PDF files and not have any repercussions when that's not your story, sir. Not at all.
I'm going to play it, but he does speak to that a little bit later on, and I think that he makes some valid points when he speaks to his childhood and how he got here. I think the problem, though, going back to what both of you guys just said, I think he doesn't recognize that this is where he is. I think he still thinks he's in a place that he's really not. But let me play. I got a few more timestamps. I'm not at this point. I don't even know what the timestamp is. I don't got my timestamps all screwed up. But I know he speaks to the money that he allegedly owes Manola Lazone. I hope I can find that timestamp because his explanation is so damn confusing. Like he tried to say he never owed Manola. She's a drag queen. And she famously called him out for owing her money, and he claims he ain't owe her the money. He was friends with the person that did owe her the money, and he was the go-between between the friend and her, and he never owed her any money. He never agreed to do any business. He said it was a party that they just put his name on, but it wasn't his party. Well, I hate to be the one to tell you, if your name is on it, you're responsible. But let me just let this play.
Oh, been on Big Brother.
Yeah.
Do you think you...
Okay, this is where he speaks to his Big Brother experience. Hey, Ty Squad.
On Big Brother was a positive situation in your life, or do you think that it was it had a negative effect on you?
I think that it has a very...
And Maddie spills some tea in this conversation too. I want y'all to wait for it. She spills a little tea, honey.
Very, very negative effect.
But this is actually one of the questions related to.
Okay.
It says, I'm late. Todrick speaks still on Big Brother. Any takeaways or things you would change? Love you, Maddie.
Hi, Jermaine. Hi, Jermaine and Matt and Craig, fine ass. Craig, you are so handsome, baby.
Are you saying that to me, or are you reading a comment? Thank you, Todrick.
No, I said that it was a comment. It was a spoken comment from
you.
Todrick,
Todrick, I'm gonna be in London in
y'all don't start
August.
this homosexual shit. I want to know what happened on the Big Brother. God damn it! Tell us about the Big
You
Brother.
said it again.
Y'all can do all this faggot shit in 5 minutes from 5 minutes from now.
Do I experience it? No, it was not a good experience. It was a horrible experience. I'm a big fan of the show. And I went on there to try to win. It was $250,000. I was supposed to be in rehearsal for my tour. I was like, if I'm gonna miss rehearsal for my tour, I'm gonna go in there and fucking try to win this thing. I think I am decently competitive, and if I go on the show and I went on Masked Singer, I'm like, I'm gonna jump my ass off of 15 tall buildings, whatever I have to do to try to make it to the end of Masked Singer. And I came in second on that show, and I came in second on Big Brother. I'm a huge Big Brother fan, and I just think there is a double standard. There are people, white people specifically, who have gone on that show and acted a fucking plum fool and have been adored, beloved, they're fan favorites, and have been brought back on that show over and over and over again. Do I think that I handled everything the way that I should have? No, but there were a lot of things that happened on that show that people didn't see. That show gives people a false sense of like, oh, we know everything that happens because there's live feeds, but there are like 6 rooms in that house. The live feeds show 2 of those rooms, and I believe that CBS producers like didn't show a lot of things that ultimately.
First of all, that's a lie. I watched Big Brother. I'm a super fan, and I watched that season, and we covered that season of Celebrity Big Brother. I told you that was one of my bigger videos when I talked to. When I spoke on Todrick Hall. So for those who are not familiar, Celebrity Big Brother is not played the same way as regular Big Brother, right? It's a shortened season. It's more accelerated, but they also give them a lot of passes because they are quote unquote celebrities, right? So to say that they only filmed in 3 rooms is disingenuous, and it's a point blank lie. Yep. I can name off the top of my head. They film in the HOH house. They film in the kitchen. They film in the living room. They have cameras in the bedrooms. There are multiple bedrooms. They even have cameras in the bathroom. So to say that they only filmed in 3 rooms is a lie. It is disingenuous.
And also, really, be with the live camera feeds, those live camera feeds pan all of the rooms. The bathroom, they have like 4 of them up. Back then, they used to have like 4 or 5 of them up at any given time, and they would just change, the different rooms. They would do outside, they would do the bedrooms, they would do. So he's lying. There's
Right.
no,
I
there's
forgot
no
about that. They outside. Right. So for those who don't know, Todrick Hall was on Celebrity Big Brother, right? And listen, so the Celebrity Big Brother is about lying. It's about manipulating. It's about scheming. So I'm not going to hold him accountable for the lies, the manipulation, and the schemes. Like, that's what the game is. However, a lot of people felt like he played below the belt because he did bring up things. Now, he says that, I'm going to let it finish playing because he speaks to this. He allegedly said some things that were below the belt to a contestant who talked about a home invasion, and a guy said something to her. I don't remember the exact words now, but let's say the guy said something like, okay, it's time to get dirty now. And allegedly Todrick said that in one of his head of household speeches, and a lot of people felt like that was below the belt. But my issue with Todrick Hall, which he didn't address, is his meltdown when he lost. It was you could see it on camera, and it was recorded. It was a live show when they announced the winner. When Todrick was announced second place, he stormed off. He refused to come out of his dressing room, and he refused to do press after the show. This is the first time, to my knowledge, that Todrick Hall has ever even spoken on Big Brother, because he literally went on tour right after it was over, and he did not do any of the interviews. If you follow Big Brother, that they're supposed to do exit interviews, and they supposed, do the whole press and promotion, and he refused. So it's not just about the fact that you played badly, but it's also about how you behaved, and you behaved like a fucking brat, and that was very noted. Excuse me. Y'all want to say anything today? I'm gonna let it play a little bit longer.
I will say that Todrick know damn well he not attracted to damn Craig. You don't want Craig. Knock it off. Like, are you serious? Like, that's all I can say about that one.
I'm gonna let it play a little bit longer.
Did affect the house. There were some times where they were like, we're not going to show this because it'll make the certain people, it was things that happened that were so bad that the producers were like, we are not going to air this. I didn't punch nobody. I didn't cuss nobody out. I didn't throw no drink in nobody's face. Things that the Real Housewives would do on every single season. It would be in a highlight reel. I don't know what.
It's not Housewives. It's Big Brother. It's not the same.
It is. And maybe somebody in this comment section could tell me. But I think that we are held to just a different standard, and things that we sometimes do. Was I perfect on the show? No. Were there things I should not have said? But there was this girl on the show, and people will protect like white blonde people at all costs. This woman went online and on the show, and they said that I said something about an intruder in her house. That never happened. No one has footage of that. They on the show that they swear films everything. This woman never told me that the things that I said to her were said to her by an intruder ever. And it ended up being this like humongous ordeal, and I was like, no one even ever said, like the 16-year-old that doesn't exist. So to me, I'm just like, wow. Julie Chen, who has been the host of that.
So again, as somebody who watched regular Big Brother and Celebrity Big Brother, his answer there I can speak to was very disingenuous and not accurate.
And the thing, what's so gaslighting about this is, Todrick, you at every turn want to distance yourself from your blackness, from being black, and from all our black asses, until, like all of your other cronies that do the same thing, when it's advantageous to you, now you're looking for the black community to come and galvanize around you, because that's what he's alluded to. Well, they let the white women and the white girls do all of these things, and they're allowed to get away with different things. You knew this coming in, Todrick. Now, you might try to forget your blackness. You know your ass is black. Like you said earlier on the interview, you know you black. You know you can't say everything everybody else can say. So don't come over here looking for us to feel bad for you that they done drug you and the dog walked you on the internet when you knew coming in what this was, sir. You know what it is. Stop acting real funny like you didn't know that you can't go around saying the same thing that a woman can say, because there are some things that women can say that men just can't get away with saying. Two, there are certain things that black people can't say that you can't, that white people can say and you can't get away with saying because you're black. But then you add on the fact that you're black and gay, and there's a lot of things that white gay men can do and say that black gay men can't do and say. I'll give you a perfect example. Remember when Ariana Grande's brother was on there, Frankie?
Yeah.
And he said a whole lot of shit during his season. But whatever. Go to hell, Todrick. Go to hell.
The thing is, really, B, is that he feels that his proximity to whiteness is transferable. Like a lot of like the Billy Porters, even our beloved RuPaul, they have white partners, and a lot of times I think they feel Don Lemon, they feel like their proximity to whiteness gives them all of this carte blanche access. But Hollywood has shown the girls over and over again, when they're done with you or if they want to discard you, that's what they will do. And the fact that you have a white partner or the fact that you are white leaning, it doesn't save you from the Gestapo when they really want to just throw you to the, to the street or to the curb. And that's what these girls don't understand. You can talk white, you can have a white partner, you can go to WeHo every weekend and party with the white girls. But at the end of the day, when they're done with you, they're just done with you.
Right. And Billy Porter learned real fast when that white man divorced him and he had to sell his house, honey. Reality kicked in a little bit for him, as well. All right, you guys. I think I have 2 more timestamps left, and then I'm gonna drop the link and open the platform.
Grey Goose ball.
The tea that was spilled, I fast forward past already. T.S. Madison is going to be, she said that she's going to be on Big Brother UK because she said, so I should have turned down the offer for Big Brother UK. So she's talking about how she going to walk up in the house. So it sounds
have
like.
Have you ever watched that would really be? Because I've only seen like one season
I've seen clips of it, but I've never watched it.
I watched one season like way early on. It's been at least 15 years since I watched it.
They can do more and say more in UK shows, baby. They get away with a whole lot on UK shows.
I even watched the one in South Africa. That one was good.
Oh, okay. All right.
That one was good.
Bitch, everybody name on the end of this bitch right here. Everybody's name on the end of this motherfucking bitch. Think that you're white.
Why do they think I'm white?
But they think that you're white because you give it. It's give, but you can't help that. That's what.
So this is where he gets into the explanation about how he grew up, which I think there's some validity to what he says, but I'm gonna let y'all hear it.
That's how you were.
This is just that's the thing.
You can't help it.
My whole life with people being like, "You act white." I'm like, I don't know what to tell you about that. I can't be anything that I.
Thank you, Kenya, for the super chat. Kenya said he's a BP thinking he's better than other B people. Well, black person, sorry, BP child. He's a black person thinking he's better than other black people. Well, listen to his explanation on why he quote unquote acts white. Listen.
I'm not. I grew up. When I was in elementary school, my teacher called me a nigger. My mom found out about it, and I was in the school in the hood where they would have sanctioned that I was supposed to go to school. My mom went in that school, almost blew that motherfucker up, and said, "I need him to be out of this school." And they knew she wasn't playing, and they moved. They said, "Pick whatever school you want him to go to." I then moved to the school where all the privileged kids went, and that's how I got tested for the Gifted and Talented program. The way it can make me cry right now to think about the way we were treated in the school that I was in, the way the halls smelled, the way the walls were painted, the way the books looked, the extracurricular activities that we got to choose from. It was night and day. I didn't go to a private school. I went to a public school in the same city. I went there, and when I walked into that school at 6 years old, my whole life changed. That's why I know that privilege is a thing, because I see it, I experience it with the people I'm close to, and I also have benefited from it because I went to that school. They introduced me to theater. They started taking me to things. I wasn't afraid that I was going to get beat up or whatever, and what do you know? I started learning shit. So then they put me in dance. And when I was in dance, I was the only black kid, the only boy and the only black kid my whole life. Every show I auditioned for, I was in the national tour Beauty and the Beast, the only black person in the show.
his whole life. He was the only black person his whole life.
I don't believe none of that.
I don't believe the
No,
N-word
he's
story.
from
I'm sorry. I
Texas.
don't believe any of it. I don't.
Any
I'm
of
sorry.
Hey, right,
Hey,
boo.
he's from a small city in Texas. And I'm going to tell you about small cities in Texas. There's more interracial marriages and dating in small cities in Texas than there is probably anywhere in America. So, I feel like he's made this story up in his head. And like Ty said, he's living out the fantasies in his own cerebral cortex because, bruh, nobody believes you. You're only 39. You were born in what? He was born in like what, 85 or 86? I think he was born in 84 or 85. So I think he's like 39 or 40. Sir, by the time you came along, I promise you there were other black people in these spaces. I promise you.
So, coming from an education point of view, I'm going to say, when I say there's some validity, there is some validity to the more affluent schools having better access and we know that to be a fact, right? However, again, you using that as your reason, again, he said that he, at another part in this interview, he said that the black kids were the ones that bullied him when he was at church, when he was in his neighborhood, but the white kids didn't bully him. But then he kind of cleaned it up and said, well, I mean, yeah, they bullied me, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't so.
But that goes back to what I said earlier about that self-hatred that he learned and picked up, because from his earliest experiences, he may have had that hate or that aggression thrown at him for his whole life. And it started from maybe them realizing that he was too feminine or too gay. And then once he, got that from his own family, by the time he got to the white people, he could explain that away because those were white people.
I had a person on my show not too long ago, and I knew him loosely from the community. And he had a situation where he was stereotyping the whole black community, gay community in LA based on the people that he met back in the day, right? So he was like, that's why I don't really come around, because I remember all those girls back in the day, they was doing roots and stunts and stuff. So I said to him, like that was a small segment of the girls at the club at that time. That is not the whole black gay community in Los Angeles. So sometimes people will use trauma. Like we can do the trauma Olympics if that's what you want to do. But sometimes people will use traumatic experiences to justify why they don't deal with certain segments of people. And sometimes it's their own people.
That's true. That's true. That's true. All right. We only have, he's going to talk about this house, which again, it's optics. It's not just, sometimes it's not what you do, it's how you do things. So
I worked at Beauty and the Beast at Disneyland. There was very few black talented.
Can move through the world. Is act, and I too have been hurt by the black to make room, and because and so you know what I'm saying. I can't punish the much. So like we staff, I needed a black.
And Craig is basically telling him that like you can't punish everybody you can't punish the whole black community because you've had some experiences or something to that extent. So that's kind of what Craig is saying. I'm sort of fast forwarding through.
And really be to that point. You notice he doesn't punish the whole white community when one or two white people call him the N-word or are racist to him. He's still open to them. He still has open arms to them, but he wants to throw us away.
Well, all right. This is the last timestamp. I wish I had I somewhere I lost the timestamp about him talking about Manola Lazoom, because that was a big one that was a big deal because she's a beloved Rue girl and she blasted him and he totally double talked that. But let's talk about this house, child.
There were post producers that that those that are white led.
I'm not saying that you don't, because
but I was just saying that when we're in those spaces that black and brown people or brown, I'm saying
really hard, and it's not kind and not fair oftentimes to us. And so when I talk to somebody like TS and like you now, Craig, I hope that we can
You feel comfortable.
Yes, and people
know how I feel about the shit. House that you walked us
All right, here's the
motherfucking
house.
through, bitch, when you had got it and all the Louis Vuitton stuff and the Vuitton this and that, and you had those lavish parties by the pool and this stuff. There were 2 scandals that happened. One scandal was the house was broken into, and you knew who broke into the house.
Yeah.
The second scandal was that the house was rented. I need you to lay that shit right there, right now.
So a little backstory. He did a video on his YouTube channel saying, I've bought my dream house. I think that was the title of the video. I bought my dream house, and he proceeded to give us a whole tour of this it's a beautiful home in Beverly Hills. And
it was Sherman Oaks.
Sherman Oaks, thank you. You my resident expert. Thank you. He in one of his bedroom had Louis Vuitton furniture, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful, beautiful home.
Really, B, was that the house that they went to on Chase in LA?
Yes, that's the house.
Okay.
What you told me.
So which one do you want to know?
Tracy said we need 50 more likes, y'all. 300 people in the room. Tracy said we need 50 more likes, please.
Let's talk about the house being rented.
Okay. So when I moved into the house in 2021, by the way, I just want to say this because I feel like sometimes people are like, oh, he has so much money and he just is whatever. I bought that house because I got canceled in 2019. And I said, if I were to get canceled right now, I would have nothing to lean on. My friends told me you could sell your streaming rights to you.
So he keeps talking about how he got canceled. Sir, Todrick, first of all, you say you're an independent artist and your YouTube channel is very popular. You make good money off of your YouTube channel. So when you say you got canceled, yet every time you put up a video, it gets millions and millions of streams. And for the 3 YouTubers up here right now, we are praying for the day that we get millions and millions of streams every time we drop a video, right? I don't think any
But
of
he
us would
said the house that he bought, and he wasn't paid to buy the house.
But I want y'all to listen. But listen to what he said he did. He sold the rights to some of his music. Sir, I don't know if that was the best decision, but okay.
Music, and they will give you a big old check. And I got that check and I said, I'm going to go buy myself a house that I love. I fell in love with that house, but I don't have credit. I had never bought a house before. So they basically let me have like a year-long escrow where I put down a lot of money, more money than you would be putting down to rent a house. And I was buying it and renting it at the same time.
Got it.
Yes.
It was a rent to own.
Yeah.
So you see how he had to give us this long explanation to say, I never really bought the house. It was a rent to own. Sir, a rent to own is not you bought the home, okay? What they did was you didn't have, either you had bad credit or no credit. Listen, as somebody who has purchased the home, you either had bad credit or no credit, okay? And what they told you was, listen, it's really not, we know you have the money, you have the liquid right now, but we do not see where you'll be able to pay for this longevity, okay? So they said, if you could put down this amount, we'll let you pay this amount. And if you can maintain it for a year, and in the meantime, you get your credit together. Trace, powerful. I know what he said. I'm telling you what my experience is. I know what he said. He said he had no credit. I know that. I'm telling you what my experience is. Okay. There's a difference between no credit and bad credit. Now, he also said that his rent per month was a ridiculous amount of money. So they put you in a trick bag is what it sounds like they did. They put you in a trick bag. But let me finish. Let him finish telling y'all what happened, y'all.
And so, yeah, it was a slightly different scenario than rent to own, but essentially it was that. Basically, it was like, while you are closing this escrow, you will also be renting the house. And we need you to come up with this amount of money in order for you to close this escrow. And so they were like, we will give you a year to do this. And during this year, you will put down over $1 million to move into this house. You would never do that if you were renting. And then you will pay a substantial amount of money every single month in order to keep this house like paused in an escrow until you can close whatever. Right. So that's what happened with that, which is
you pause really be for a second.
Bought a house before is like, yeah.
I'm gonna ask you really because you probably know better. Because the house that I have, I know point blank. If you tell these people I got $1 million that I'm gonna put down on this house, I guarantee you, you probably could have got a lot. I just don't believe what he said, because I don't believe that he was going to put $1 million down. But then we found a couple months later, how many months late on rent? It's just not adding up to me. I'm sorry. And I don't even need to hear no more this, huh?
He didn't say $1 million. He just said a lot of money. So
he just said $1 million.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, my
he
bad.
Just
Sorry.
said $1 million.
I missed it.
See, the thing is, I live in California. So I know the area that he's talking about. I think Todrick just needs to be honest. I don't even think it was rich on. He know we're not going to be privy to all of those documents. We'll never get a chance to really see what was signed and all of that. I think, really, to be honest with you, it was really a month-to-month situation. It really was. They may have told him, listen, we'll give you a 6-month or a year lease, and then we'll go from there. But I just think he lies so much. Even if he's telling the truth, really, it sounds like a lie. That's a real bad.
Turn down $1 million. And Todrick Hall, you ain't the type of person that should be buying $3, $4, $5 million home. Like, you ain't made it to that level yet. You know what I'm saying? So if you tell me you put $1 million down on a house, I'm trying to figure out what bank is gonna be like. You know what? We ain't gonna work with you. You know, it's just something just doesn't smell right about it. That bastard lying.
Every situation is different when it comes to money. However, like, yeah,
if you can't give your parents $10,000 cash in an emergency, it's hard for me to believe that you have all this expendable income to do all of this stuff with, because that whole GoFundMe situation was a complete and utter read, really. It really was, because $10,000, when you look at it, is really not a lot of money.
It's not.
Really big. If you needed $5,000 right now, if you had the situation where you say, mother, something bad happened, I can send you $5,000 right now, and I'm not even Todrick Hall. But the point is that that's not a lot of money for somebody that at least has the liquid wherewithal to do that. Like, $10,000 is a read for somebody that has been on Big Brother. You've been on Drag Race. You've been on all these different networks and shows, and you don't have $10,000 in the bank. Now, I may not be able to send you 10, really, but I know I can send you 5.
But Todrick Hall, from his YouTube channel alone, can make well over $10,000 in 1 month. Like, that's why I just say everything about what he said is just so fucking far-fetched.
So, right. Let me say this. I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna move on, because we could do this all day. A couple of things. First of all, I know when I was shopping for my house, I wanted to live in DC. My realtor showed me houses in DC, right? He showed me what I wanted to see. Then he said, look, I know you want to live in DC, but for what you're pre-approved for, let me show you what you can get in Maryland.
Okay.
And when he showed me, I said, okay, you got me. Fine. I'm gonna have to. And I didn't want to move to Maryland. I'm a DC girl, born and raised. Didn't want to move to Maryland, but guess what? What my bank account, what I was pre-approved for, what the neighborhood, what I was looking for, that was the best decision. Now, could I have afforded a house in DC? Yeah. Would it have been the same as what I got in Maryland? Hell no. So I do not. And remember how this works. Remember how realtors get paid. If you got $1 million liquid in the bank, they're going to say, maybe you don't need this $13 million house. Let me show you a $2 million house.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want that money. So they're going to get that $1,000. I mean, that $1 million that you putting down. Like, come on, stop it. I don't know, y'all. I don't know all. I'm not a finance guru, but it seems to me like there are better decisions that could have been made. And like you said, if he was just coming off of getting canceled, then he knows that the money ain't always there. Then he knows it goes up and down. Why would you put yourself in this situation? So let me finish playing this, because he explains, he does admit that he got behind on his rent, even though he denied it. Remember when he denied it when it first happened? He came out and did a video saying it wasn't true and it was all lies. Now he's admitting that he was behind on his rent. So let me let that play, and then we're done.
That's a way that you could buy a house. So when this story came out that I was late on my rent, which was true, that happened when I was in the Big Brother house. My business management did not pay my rent. But it seemed like it was for like such a long time, because the money was a lot of money, but it was 2 months. It was the month of February and the month of March, and I got out of that house on February 28th. So it was 2 days after I got out of the house and I was fully being canceled. But the other thing, what was the other thing that you asked me about?
So they're gonna ask him about the robbery. I don't care about the robbery. I mean, if y'all want to listen to that, we can, but I don't care about that robbery. But he admits that he was 2 months behind on his rent, which again says to me that you were renting, because we all know that you get 2 months behind on your rent. We all know what that looks like. So it seems to me, and can I ask another question? Why you don't have it on automatic debit? Like your business manager got to pay your mortgage or your rent every month? That's not on some sort of automatic.
He ain't got it. Because he ain't got it. I can answer that. That's real easy. The reason it's not on automatic debit, because bitch, you ain't got it.
He living that lifestyle. He's living the West Hollywood.
Right. He's living from paycheck to paycheck. That's
And
like you could tell the girls who got money.
House, that's all the more reason why you should have made those arrangements. If you knew you were going to be somewhere you couldn't pay your rent.
Like I got friends.
He can't see. He's not gonna go to Culver City. Culver City, right over here across the bridge. Really nice, really nice area. I would compare it to Georgetown in your area, right? Okay. So really nice, Culver City. Then you got West LA, beautiful. But see, he's not gonna be over there because that's not considered in his idea probably the affluence of Sherman Oaks or Woodland Hills.
Like, he wants to be close to whiteness.
You need to come down the hill. You can't afford that. Doing those, 1, 2, 3s and 4, 5, 6s with them weird shows you're doing. You need to come down the hill.
And the thing about it is, he in my friend circles, he's what we would call a Cash App friend. We have Cash App friends and we have Zelle friends. Our Zelle friends, those are the girls who we know got money because Zelle comes straight from the bank account. You're not gonna play with Zelle. You know what I'm saying? Cash App. Baby, you like to chime people. You chime and Cash App. We keep y'all over there in that same, in the same arena.
But to me,
was he? How counsel was he really? Like, was he really?
After the Celebrity Big Brother house, after Celebrity Big Brother, it was bad. However, he literally went on tour right after that, and allegedly the tour was sold out. Now I wasn't there, so I don't know. But allegedly the tour was sold out, but he literally went straight into a tour. So if the tour was already sold out, yes, it was bad when he came out of the Big Brother house. But again, I think he made it worse by not doing any press. I think he made it worse by not saying, hey, y'all, I know it looked ugly, but I was playing Big Brother. Maybe I got a little overzealous, but I'm a super fan and I really wanted to win. Like, there was a way he could have spent it. But when he wouldn't do any press, then you allowed the narrative to continue to fester. And then everybody else's version of what happened is what we all held on to, right? So yes, it was bad. I'm not even gonna lie. It was bad when he got out of the Big Brother house. And then right after that was when the information came out about him being evicted. Because like he just said, he didn't pay his rent while he was in the Big Brother house. So, I'm gonna be honest, he definitely seems like somebody that wants to keep up with the Joneses and want to have appearances. I remember Alfre Woodard being interviewed, I think probably on Oprah. I think when Oprah was doing one of her, Black women shows or whatever. This was a couple of years ago. And I remember her asking Alfre Woodard about, I don't remember what the question was, but Alfre Woodard said, I've lived in the same neighborhood for 20 years. She said, and Oprah was like, well, what about your neighbors? She said, my neighbors know who I am. They don't pay me no mind. And when the limo shows up and it's award season, they know what to expect. They know what it is. She said, but yeah, I don't live in a gated community. I don't live in a ridiculous house. Because like she said, the money goes up and the money comes down. So I bought what I could afford. I love my home. I love my neighbors. They're good people. And it is what it is. And I just feel like we all, when I say we, I don't mean everybody I don't mean the three of us, but I mean in general, we all get caught up in that. Keeping up with appearances and the Joneses. And I just think that's what Todrick, I think that when it came to that house, I think that's what it was. That's why he told everybody he bought the house instead of you were renting the house. It ain't nothing wrong with renting.
But really, that's just like that. That's just like that wide receiver. I think he played for the Eagles now. That bought the 2-story home, and he's been getting clowned by other NFL players and other members of the team just because he ain't buy some house that costs 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 million.
It's a nice house in a nice
little house. And he might be saving his money for something else. He might be investing in businesses and stuff like that. That's gonna make him a whole lot more money. But you can't tell people stuff sometimes. They be really trying to do a whole lot more than they can really afford to do.
Ain't Taylor Swift one of his good girlfriends? He ain't
giving them a dime.
He couldn't get an envelope from her or Beyonce or none of
Oh, that's when she was on The View. My bad. I done made up a whole Oprah story. I guess whenever I think about black people being interviewed, I think Oprah. My bad. That was on The View. Thank you, Deborah.
Tay give him nothing. Tay give him nothing. She ain't give it. She ain't really paying him no mind right now. She ain't paying him no mind.
Well, earlier in the interview, he did speak. He said that him and Taylor aren't as close as they used to be. See, we know how to hear what ain't being said. And you say we ain't as close as we used to be. We know what that means.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, we know.
She ain't answering them phone calls, boo.
Right.
And see, with that scene, it's basically they're not really hanging out at each other's houses. They really smooth at award shows and at after parties, and she may give you a VIP ticket to one of her events and stuff. But as far as having immediate access to her, I don't think he has that type of access. And
he claims her, but she ain't claimed him.
Yeah, he could be overinflating that just like he did with his owning his house and stuff like that, girl.
Right.
Girl.
Right. Yeah, here's the thing. I've been very critical of Todrick. I know I have. But it's really not a hard fix. I think he just, like I said, he needs an Olivia Pope. It's really not a hard fix. And I think it was a great thing that TS gave him the platform. Alfre is a friend of mine. She sold her house for millions. She got tired of paying all those high taxes. She and Roderick are empty nesters. So it was just a status symbol. I know that's right.
Okay.
Can I be honest, Really B?
Huh?
Can I say something? And this is no shade to Maddie, but I feel like in Todrick Hall's mind, this is his last ditch effort. This is really him slumming it up, because if he wasn't in his mind, I'm putting up my quotation figures, canceled. Do you think that he would be down to the Maddie show? What? I mean, do you think he would even be on Maddie's show?
I don't think it's slumming it up, El Teddy. I think that it.
I don't think it is, but I'm saying in his mind, no. I don't think going on Maddie's show is slumming it up at all.
I hear what you're saying, but I think for him, this is really PR, or like this is trying to clear the air, because she had multiple people on that she wanted to clear the air with, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing with Todrick is that Todrick is not really seen in certain spaces. So when he is in these spaces, it just looks like a unicorn. It's just odd, because you don't really see him on too many black queer-centered platforms like a T.S. Madison. So when he's over there, it just looks weird. Like, girl, what you doing over here? Like, but I get your point.
And Ray, 8405, you said Alfre your friend. See if she'll do an interview with me. Give me her people information. Okay, moving on. I love Alfre. I know she's done so many great things, but baby, y'all know Hollywood Heart has got to be my favorite. I'm sorry.
Actually, she is on the only Tyler Perry movie that I can stomach, The Family That Prayed.
Yes, that's the best Tyler Perry movie.
That's the best Tyler Perry movie there is. The only one I can stomach, because I still refuse to watch the full movie of For Color Girls, because the play is so good, and I didn't want to see Tyler Perry mess up this play.
No, For Color Girls is probably his second best movie.
I know he gets a lot of criticism for Color Girls, but I think it was pretty good.
It was phenomenal. It really was.
I would say it's his second too, Thais. I would say that's his second.
I think what I think El Teddy is that the only critique I had of For Color Girls was the Janet Jackson storyline. I thought it was intellectually lazy to make HIV the boogeyman in this day and age. Like, you could have handled that a lot differently than the way he handled that. But everything else was okay.
Thais, have you seen the play?
I haven't seen the play, no.
Oh my God.
I've seen the PBS special that came on one time years ago.
If you ever watched the play,
I've seen the play multiple times. I've seen
the play multiple times, multiple cast members, and I've never walked out not boohoo snot bubbles crying from this doggone play. But like I said, I might go back and watch it because, like you said, I trust. If y'all tell me it's worth a while, I might go back and watch it. But I watched like the first 15 minutes. I was like, oh God, and I just never turned it back on.
What was the main thing that you that 15 minutes? What was it?
It was so different from the play for me.
Okay.
And I was just, and the play is so powerful for me, and I didn't want it to be diminished because that's what I know. I know the play.
Okay. I just went in knowing the work, and so my slate was just clear. So I was able to
Yeah, like I said, I might go back and watch because it probably may be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to drop the link for a few minutes. If you guys, we've been here almost 2 hours. I'm going to drop the link for about 10, 15 minutes. If you guys want to hang out, y'all are welcome to. If y'all want to, Thais, are you going to do something on your channel so the people can come over?
I told the Thai Squad that I wasn't coming live today because I work so much. And so today's a holiday.
You were taking a self day.
But being that they saw me here, they're going to say, well, you don't really be, you can do. I guess I will go live.
Was there ever any doubt? We never doubted, Thais. We knew.
We know you got some things to say.
7 days a week, so I'll figure out something to do. I can hang out for a few minutes.
Okay. I'm going to drop the link, you guys. If you remember, you don't have to show your face, but I do have to verify backstage that you're a real person before nobody trying to get me. This is a good live now. I ain't trying to get got. But we'll be here for about 15, 20 minutes. Really, B, I just followed you on IG. I'll give you a call this weekend and let you know what she says. Okay. Thank you, my love. I would lose my mind having Miss Alfred Woodard over here, over in the tribe area. But thank you. I appreciate that, my love. I appreciate that. The Thai Squad would Ray said the Thai Squad would definitely say that. You could go over to Really Bees, but you couldn't come over here. I will say this, that I feel like Todrick really just needs to work with a PR person and listen to them. I think that he has some legitimate explanations to certain things that he's been caught up in, but I think that he just doesn't know the right way to answer certain questions. And other things he needs, like honestly, this Colleen person, he probably does need to separate himself from her. I understand being there for your friends and stuff, but there's some things that I just don't know. Why would you want to be friends with that person? Like having a family member that did something wrong, going to jail, and you still loving them, that's different to me than choosing to be friends with somebody that is mixed up in multiple scandals that deal with inappropriate behavior with minors, that deal with race, that deal with, I don't know. I just don't see why that's somebody you choose to still be friends with. I don't know. El Teddy, what you think? How far? Oh, I thought I dropped the link.
No. I think that I think the money is dried up, and you'll see him doing other interviews like this. And I think that I really feel like if a smart person would tell him, just push more into maybe his YouTube, because that's where he first found love from an audience. He still gets a lot of views on YouTube, and that could be a way for him to, get back into the space where people will start to like him again, and then that'll maybe open up more opportunities. But I just think that, like most things that we've seen over the course of his career, he only wants to listen to himself. And sometimes that's just not a good thing. It's just not a good thing for him.
The gig is up, Really B. I think the gig is up. I think that Hollywood is going through a real foreclosure moment right now with a lot of different sectors. Black entertainment, Black shows are being canceled left and right. So the girls that are out there on the fringes, like Todrick, that placate to white audiences and all of that, they really don't have nowhere to go. He's like a vagabond. Like, where do I go? What do I do? Because you're already out there, doing your thing as a gypsy anyway. So I think what he's going to do is what Candace Owens is doing. They come back home and then they do interviews and they start, talking to the Really Bees and the the T.S. Madisons and all the Storm Monroe, whoever will sit them down and let them talk. That's what they're gonna do. But the gig is pretty much up for a lot of people with that type of stick.
Okay.
Yeah,
I hear you. Yeah, I definitely feel like he's so talented and people have such a short memory that I feel like maybe going to the UK is a good decision. You stay over there for a couple of years, you work, and then if you want to come back he said he wants to win an EGOT, so at some point you got to come back to the US market if you want to win an EGOT. So, but when you come back, you need to be ready you need to be ready to do press, whether people like it or not. And I'm not going to go back down that Monique road, but whether people like it or not, that is a part of this industry. Doing press is a part of the industry. And when you get bad press, there's a way you have to handle it. And I just think that, yes, he's, like he said, I've made mistakes and I've done this and I've done that, but you have allowed things to fester and grow legs because you want to address it. And yes, it was great that you went on the T.S. Madison show, but some of those things you should have spoken on years ago. That Celebrity Big Brother situation was 2 years ago, and it's still festering. The house situation, you lied. You lied. When the news broke, I did videos on it, so I know what I remember. When the news broke and said that you were behind 2 months on your rent and that you didn't really own that house, the truth will be revealed and people are lying on me. And when people know the truth, well, we now know the truth. And the truth is that was accurate. You were behind on your rent. You were renting that house. It wasn't yours. I don't know what else you want people to like. All we can walk away from is what you give us. And if there are 2-3 sides to every story and we never get the other side, most people are going to lean into the version that they have. That's all I know. So he gonna get an EGOT because he got a steamy. You know what? Yes, he got an MTV award. That's the junior EGOT.
And the UK is not set up for this type of the black guy that's into the white scene and trying to placate to white audiences. They're not really set up for that. The UK really loves our black artists. That's why so many of our traditional old school artists make a lot of money in the UK because they really appreciate the soul and the blackness and all that. So I don't know what exactly he's fit to try to go looking for in the UK, but that dog and pony show is not going to really work over there like that. Now, if he's going over there to do some traditional theater, he may be okay, but all that other stuff that he's coming with, they're going to heave-ho his ass back to the States real quick.
Maybe he can get a gig over on the West End in London. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can get a gig over there.
It's interesting that he packed up everything like he wasn't coming back. Like, how long you plan to be in? And again, you may stay there and never come back, and that's your prerogative. But I just found that to be interesting that he said he packed up everything and he sold his house and all that. We still questioning whether you own the different, but okay, whatever. Well, it doesn't look like anybody is coming up. So we've been here for 2 hours and I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank Thais for coming over. And of course, El Teddy, thank you guys so much. And always for the support. Thank you so much. I want to thank you again to everybody who the 17K we hit while we were live today. So I'm definitely appreciative of any and all donations that were made. Thais, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you, Monk Chip and Cross Country Cruise. See, I shouldn't have started naming names because I'm gonna forget some people. Everybody who sent a donation, a cash app, a super chat, I appreciate it. And it's not too late we've been doing 1717 and to celebrate hitting 17K. So we want to send $17.17. You can go ahead and do that. El Teddy, you get ready to go out and party, so you're not going live today, sir?
I am not. I'm going to a day party because it was too hot. So we gonna wait for the sun to go down a little bit.
It's not Pride down there. Y'all just gonna go to one anyway.
I mean, it's Memorial Weekend. everybody over there in DC where you at. That's where everybody at.
Trust me, I know. That's what men. Yeah, trust me, I know. I was hanging out with some people.
Hey, the ex that sent me some pictures.
Oh, the ex is in there. Oh, the one that I met?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thais said that he is going to open up the doors of the sanctuary for
I might as well.
Y'all make sure if y'all are not subscribed to Thais, y'all make sure y'all can my mom drop Thais's link and El Teddy's link. Everybody here should be already subscribed to these two young men. But if you're not, make sure you guys are and set your notifications for when Thais goes live later on, because you know he gonna give it to him.
Can I say this though, Really B?
Yeah.
Like, y'all do not take up offerings the way I take up offerings. Like I tell Pam this all the time. I just don't feel like y'all take up offerings right. I've told you that. I think y'all say, give something, give 17, and then y'all just move on. Like it's.
I
tell Pam that all the time. Like, I don't understand why y'all don't take up offerings right. I think a lot of people don't want to be synonymous with like asking,
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know, but I'm the first, I'm of Cash App. So
and again, I that's just something I've never been comfortable with. I'm trying to do better.
I feel that.
Thais, Really B will tell you. Really B will tell you. I just started telling people to subscribe maybe about a year ago. I would never even tell people to subscribe to my channel, much less ask for a donation and stuff like that.
I don't understand. When I see that energy, it's foreign to me because I don't know what that's like. Okay, let me say this. Everybody, can you please send 1717 to Really B right now if you can. If you do not have 1717, can you please send 777? Thank you so much. 777 1717
93 11. Hey, I'm sorry, that just popped in my head.
High Squad members, if you're here, can you please send something with the number 7 in it to Really B? Please, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Thais. I appreciate you, my love. I do. And Ray, who is, Ray is the head deacon over, and he said that he is heading over to the Marley Gibbs Media Center. He has opened the windows and turned on the AC, so it'll be good and comfortable for us when we get over there. Okay.
Somebody said, "I'm glad Really B don't. It comes off as panhandling." See, what people do is Really B. They come in, they sit, they enjoy your content. They don't hit like, they don't share the video, and they barely want to give you $1. And then you be on 3, 4, 5 hours. You got sciatica in your back. Your knees is messed up 2 years later. So it's worth something to show your appreciation for the content creator. That's all I'm saying.
I understand. I do. Like I said, I get it, and I definitely.
You ain't got to beg. You ain't got to beg. I'm not saying beg, but I think people would not have a problem showing their appreciation for their favorite content creator. So that's all I'm saying. But
I appreciate you, boo. I do. I appreciate it. I do.
Let me do this. Let me show you what I mean. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Thank you, Lolisa. Thank you, my love.
Because it be the people that, oh, I'm glad. And them the people don't really give it nothing. Okay. I'll there you go.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Thais.
I'll lead by example.
Thank you, Cheryl Hill. Thank you, Thais. Oh,
you're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm gonna have to jump through there and give you a big old hug.
You're welcome. I love you. And I ain't trying to tell you how to do your channel, but I'm just saying, I just feel like we give so much as content creators, and I feel like if people will donate, people will show love, but you gotta ask. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. Like I said, I'm getting better. I'm gonna get better. Right. Thank you, Ray. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lolisa. Hold on, I just got a Cash App. Hold on. I don't want to.
Oh, was it really sweet of me, just me? Oh,
it was. That was so sweet. Thais, don't you? I love you, Thais. I do. And I gotta call Pam. I ain't talked to her in a couple of days. I gotta check on them people up there. Thank you. I don't like calling people government name, but thank you for this. Unless I know that's your YouTube name. Thank you so much. For the 777 and the 177. Thank you. Right, Thais, get on El Teddy. That's what Tracy said about telling people to like the video and subscribe it.
I'm coming around to that. Really be, for the longest time, baby. I ain't did none of it. If you come, you come. If you don't, you don't. I'm here. but I've been doing better. I've been doing better.
I just thank God for the Ty Squad. I just thank the Lord for my followers. Lord knows
Yeah,
I
the Ty
do.
Squad. Yeah, the Ty Squad
Woo,
definitely
Jesus,
looking out and
honey.
taking care of.
I just thank the Lord for them. That's all I can say. But this was really a great conversation. I appreciate you, Really B, for having me on. I don't really do panels. I really don't. But
You don't.
yes,
But
you're
I
one of the
appreciate
people
you
that I
coming
will
over.
come up. I will come up for Really B.
Thank you. And we can ready to get out of here, you guys. Again, thank you so much, Thais, for everything. And thank you for the chat. We got up to 340, I think. So thank you guys for being here. If you are new here, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you are subscribed to all of my guests. We have a good time on all of our collective channels. And the Marley Gibbs Media Center will be opening shortly. So you guys go ahead, take care of what you need to take care of. Go to the bathroom, get you a snack, and get ready for what's going to go down over in the Marley Gibbs Media Center. Okay.
I'm gonna throw something together. Memorial.
All right. And El Teddy is out being debaucherous, so we'll see him tomorrow.
Of course. I'll be live tomorrow, but I'm gonna be a whore tonight.
Goodbye. Good night, everybody. Well, good evening, everybody. Ciao.